For being here. This is Joe Franklin, our Director of Track and Field and Cross Country. And for those of you that don't know, we are hosting the ACC Indoor Track and Field Championships this weekend, March 1st through the 3rd here in Louisville. So Joe's just here to give you guys an opportunity to ask some questions about that, as well as the track and field squad. So Joe, if you just want to start us off with an opening statement.
Sure. Super excited to be competing at home at Norton. It's one of the best facilities in the world, and to have some of the best athletes in the world descend in Louisville and compete for the ACC Championships with the expanded conference this year, adding Stanford, Cal, and SMU. It's going to be a fantastic meet on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday during the day. Literally some of the best in the world will be there, and it's a great opportunity for our kids to compete at home in front of their family and friends and be in the city that they love. We have numerous men and women that can contend for high placings. Jade Nolrich, our Olympian, in the shot, Kaya Yeast in the sprints, Natalie Lark in the vault. We have our jumpers, Brian Stevens in the high jump. And the list just goes on with people that can do exceptionally well, and they're looking forward to being at home. It'll be a great weekend.
Joe, you've mentioned a couple of times we've talked to you, even I think when you got the job here, about that facility, and it seems like it's not your home, but it's been you guys have been there like every weekend. It seems like almost this indoor. What is it about the facility that is so good, and what's going to make it this weekend, with the best there?
Well, it's interesting because the facility itself is a Mondo surface, in my opinion, the best surface in the world, and it's fast. The bank is fast. We have sprinters, jumpers that come throughout the country and world to compete here. And then you descend at home, and this it seats 4,000. I anticipate the crowd to be massive on Saturday and Sunday. Monday may be a little sparse just because it's a work day, but I expect those crowds to be large, and it's the environment that you create for indoor track is really unique because the crowd is right there. It's like NASCAR racing. It's the banks. It's electric when you have some of the best in the world competing. I'll give you an example. There's 2 milers that are, I don't know what they're ranked in the world right now, 1 and 2 maybe.
They're up high.
Yeah, Ethan Strand and Gary Martin from UNC in Virginia, both have run 3:48 for the mile. That's really, really fast. And to have those guys come here, I don't know if they're going to be running those events, but that's the level of person that you're going to get at Norton this weekend.
You mentioned Jaden. How has the indoor season gone for her, and where do you kind of this weekend, for her?
Well, I don't know if you know this. The shot is not her primary event. It's the disc. She's had lifetime bests this year, so she is throwing exceptionally well. But yesterday they had their sunglasses on and they were outside throwing disc. So first time I've had these out in a while. But she's doing exceptionally well along with all our throwers. It just continues to get better each week, and she is she's one of the world's elite. And you add that with some of our other women on the team, and it's one of the better teams that we've put together, and hopefully that pans out on Monday.
Coach, what is preparation leading up to a tournament like this? Do you guys change anything in the practice, or is it kind of the same routine?
Practice has been a little unique just because Norton is heavily used. The indoor facility is heavily used, so we actually can't get in there right now because the ACC Championships are going on, and that's fine. Luckily, we have 65 degrees and sun outside, and we have our track. So for us, it's not been a problem. And working well with our football staff using Traeger, people have been super helpful and super supportive of what we're trying to do. So yeah, the preparation the only thing that's changed is the location.
Joe, obviously you've come to Louisville with a distance background from your time in New Mexico, but we've spoken at length about your desire to build a complete team here at Louisville. Can you just kind of speak to that, just the way you constructed your team and your hope for this weekend with all the different members coming together?
Well, instead of being mono-focused, we're just good-focused. Where can we get people that are very, very good? So Obviously, Jaden's here. We have one of the best steeplers in the country, Joffrey, who's here, who you'll get to see outdoors. Our sprints are doing well. Sinclair Savage in the long jump, who had to take last year with some injury issues and is healthy now. So we want people everywhere, and our vault group just keeps getting better and better, our Maltese group. So instead of being mono-focused, we want to be, if you're a great student and you're a great athlete, we want you at Louisville. We're not looking at just the jumps, just the sprints, just distance. We want the best. And where do we attract that? That's where we put our emphasis.
Expand a little bit on the vaults group, and it's been good here, but it seems like it just keeps getting better and better each year with each addition that you've got, and this has to be one of the strongest this year.
It is, and it's pretty unique situation that we have going on in our vault group and our vault community. Coach Brooke has done a great job. If you look at the progression of those women and men, it's outstanding. Natalie Lark, I don't know what she was 3 years ago, maybe a 410 vaulter, roughly.
Yeah.
Now she's a 447 vaulter. We redshirted a woman named Ashley Callahan, who will have indoor, outdoor next year, who just jumped 451, which is better than our current school record. And she's redshirting this year, but she'll join us outdoors and indoor and outdoor next year. So it just keeps getting better and better. And now what's happening is you have that, just what we talked about. Where are we drawing? Where are kids coming to? So that vault group is drawing in, and it's now recruiting itself.
Coach, can you just talk to the strength of the conference? I know you mentioned Stanford coming in as well. Can you just talk about the strength of the conference?
Well, you got, from Stanford on the women's side, which Stanford and Clemson are very good. Virginia Tech on the men's side, Notre Dame. You have all these schools, and many of them will be top 20 at the NCAA Championships. So it's likely that you'll see a team this weekend get 5th or 6th in the meet that will end up top 10 at the NCAA Championships, because that's just how teams are built. So the strength is deep everywhere. There's very few events that I would say are junk points. There's a couple that are a little sketchy, but that's literally the bottom 3 people, 5, 6, 7 type places. But other than that, it's literally the best in the country. So when you, the people of Louisville, want to see some of the best track in the world, it's literally in your backyard. And you can go down there Saturday, Sunday. What time's the basketball game over Saturday?
6. It's not till 6.
Oh, it's not till 6? Oh, perfect. That's even better. You can come watch a track meet, which is free. And then can you imagine 12,000 people trying to get in Norton? Well, I think we could do that. But if we get people that just want to see great college athletics, watching a mile race or watching a long jump or a high jump or a vault with some of the best men and women in the world, why not do it? And why not make that your appetizer before the Cards win?
Can you speak to, again, going back to the vault group, we have 2 program volunteers, Gabby Leone, our outdoor school record holder in pole vault, and Sandy Morris, one of the most accomplished vaulters in American history, as program volunteers on our staff. Can you just speak to how that has impacted not only the vault group, but also the team as a whole, having those world-class athletes on staff?
Well, Gabby, some of you may or may not know, just made the World Indoor team for China. She'll be leaving in 3 weeks to represent the United States. Sandy had to take the meet off. When you look at those women, they're literally some of the best in the world, and the best in the world. Sandy Morris can choose any place to go train in the world, anywhere. She chose to come here and work with Coach Brooke and work with our strength people and work with the University of Louisville. And just having her here with Gabby, it gives our students, when you talk about wanting to be good, what does that look like? What does your day look like? What do your sleep patterns look like? You have these role models to aspire to. So if you look at when Gabby came back our vault group goes up. Sandy comes in, our vault group goes up. The level of expectation changes. You know, what's good for a university vaulter, a university sprinter, now you look differently because now you're looking at, well, what's good nationally, what's good internationally? And it just changes the way you look at the event and your perspective on the event. So having those two here, meeting with recruits, helping out, and just being around is only positive. And they're just great, great people.
Coach, college athletics is changing, and with the impending House decision, is there any additional pressure to really perform in this ACC league?
Well, I don't see it as pressure. That House settlement, I think, is going to probably get signed in mid-April. College athletics changes by the day. You don't know what's happening. I read every day about somebody suing for a 5th year. So our leadership with Josh Hurd and his staff have done a great job preparing us for the change because it's going to be a massive change. There are going to be changes. And that's okay. It's just going to be different. So I don't see it as pressure. Our kids put enough pressure on themselves daily. So our job as coaches is to relieve that stress. They're all type A individuals. Most of them are. They're highly motivated. So our goal is to relieve that stress. We don't want to miss that free throw with no time left on the clock. We want to be relaxed going into that. The House settlement is going to change the landscape, and it's going to be interesting. You know, next year, universities and colleges throughout the country are going to be faced with a massive hit. They're going to figure out what their problems are, and I think in 3 years you're going to see the true ramifications of what's happened, because it's going to be this kind of year one, we got this problem, now we're trying to solve it year 2, and then that becomes reality in year 3. That's just a track coach looking at it from track coach eyes, but it's going to be a unique three years, and heck, you never know what's going to change. It might change tomorrow.
Any other questions for Joe? All right, great. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys, for taking time.
Thank you.
I got a tour of the Yum. That was fun.